Hi everyone, happy 2019. I just got home from my yoga class, so I hope you're having a good evening. So the new year is a wonderful opportunity for a fresh start, which is a welcomed relief, especially this year, since 2018 was such a tough year. So hopefully you have been spending the last couple of days sitting with your intentions and your heart's desires for the coming year. But I'm sensing that, at least for some of us, that opening to whatever we might want to create in 2019 might touch into some pain, some guardedness, some of which we may be aware of, and some of which may be unconscious, lying there below the surface, impacting our choices in life, but so familiar to us that we can't really see it. And, it can be really vulnerable allowing yourself to want things, especially if you've had a lot of hurt and disappointment in the past. And I know for myself that, for many years, I didn't allow myself to want anything because I was so convinced that I couldn't have it. And so it was painful to even let myself want anything. And I felt powerless to control my reality. And so, I would just take life as it comes and train myself to simply want what was presented, because there was just a lot less hurt and disappointment that way. And what I didn't realize was the way that my unconscious bracing to be hurt and disappointed was informing every choice that I was making. And so ultimately, I was destined to recreate the pain of the past, even though that's not what I wanted. So maybe you are noticing this week that there are parts of you that are really excited and optimistic about 2019. And as I mentioned in my last video, there really are great reasons to feel hopeful as we step away from the dark night of the soul kind of energy of 2018 and into a fresh cycle really around renewal and joy. However, there may be other parts of you that, might want to keep a lid on your enthusiasm, that maybe shut it down pretty immediately whenever you feel any kind of positive expectation. The parts of you that wonder whether things really can be different, and so don't want to get your hopes up. And this may happen so quickly that you might not even notice it. So letting yourself open and bloom and receive, really is a very naked and vulnerable feeling. And it's easy to feel exposed. And so it does require a lot of trust. And if you've never really felt protected in life, it's kind of hard to just close your eyes and surrender to the process of blooming, to stop scanning your environment for potential dangers so that they don't catch you off guard. And I deeply understand how this feels, as I grew up with a parent who has borderline tendencies. And so, life was very unpredictable and unsafe feeling. And I really felt like I had to be hyper vigilant because something catastrophic could happen at any time. And so I felt like I needed to be ready. And unfortunately, being a gender creative person in a largely hostile cultural climate, feels much the same to me as growing up with my mom. It feels, hard to fully relax and to feel totally safe. That even if things feel fine right now, some part of you is kind of waiting for the other shoe to drop. And so, unfortunately, this way of living really does take a toll on us, even if you may feel fine on the surface. So it puts stress on all of your bodily systems, interfering with your body's ability to fully rest and heal and regenerate. Interferes with your body's ability to digest and process and benefit from the food and nutrients that you consume. It ages you prematurely. And it also impacts you emotionally, making you more prone to anxiety and depression and reactivity. So, as gender creative people, we have experienced a lot of hurt and disappointment over our lives. That's just a fact. And, we have been scapegoated and vilified individually and collectively. Um, People have projected their fears and ignorance onto us, dehumanizing us and not allowing us to be seen for who we are. We've been repeatedly rejected and cast out of many communities. I often think of gender nonconforming folks as, the nuclear reactor that nobody wants in their neighborhood. So, that's fine if you must exist, but not here. So move along. That's been my experience in many, many communities. That does, give us some emotional baggage. And so if this rings true for you, but you have no idea how to begin healing this, then maybe my upcoming online course might be right for you. I mentioned in my last video my experience of having one foot on the gas and the other on the brake simultaneously. And so, with each new beginning, then I would feel a fresh sense of hopefulness and energy. But each time, I would experience one step forward, two steps back, because I didn't realize that I actually had the emergency brake on, making any forward progress just incredibly laborious and fraught. And over time, it made it hard to keep feeling hopeful. And so if you are noticing in yourself as you're making plans for 2019, that some part of you has the emergency brake on, then reach out and send me a private message. So don't let the legacy of those past hurts and disappointments undermine your positive creations this year. So save yourself the time and energy and heartache by addressing now what is holding you back so that you are able to surge forward into the life of your dreams in the coming year instead of recreating your worst fears. So it looks like we have Michael and Trisha. So welcome. I'll give you all a moment if you have any comments or questions that you want to share, or any stories about how 2019 has been so far, anything that you're feeling excited about, or anything that you're noticing about yourself that is not just feeling totally excited and happy to move forward into this new energy. All right. Well, keep posting in our group. Amanda appreciated the different articles and stuff that you have posted, so thanks for that. And I look forward to talking with you all again sometime soon. All right. Take care and have a good evening.